Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Friday. I'm in the office, taking care of business, paying bills as usual. Mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. Anybody out there want coaching or mentoring, go to my website at skyazrael.com. I always put the link below. I got a pretty full schedule tomorrow. I'm hoping that I get a chance to either go for a ride or hit the beach or, I don't know, go do something fun. Let's just philosophize a little bit more on how to be harder, how to be tougher. This involves being more confident in who we are. I'm not going to talk about physical fitness or that kind of warriorship in this video. This is that inner strength, that boss mentality. You can call it whatever you want. Say what you think. Start by saying what you think. Now, don't say everything you think. You want to have a filter. 2/3 of the crap that goes on in your head is not worth talking about to anybody. So think about what you're going to say, obviously. This means you need to do a lot of thinking. You may need to think more. You may be a dumbass who doesn't think much. You may need to think a little more. Some people overthink. You need to go to a mountaintop and learn how to meditate and release. That's what some of us need to do. But no, there's some little Homer Simpson armchair warrior idiots who don't think much. And they're running their stupid mouths. So think and then speak. But what it means when you talk about this, say what you think. It means to not hold back on the truth. That's a bad feeling. It's an emasculating feeling. It's almost like a dirty feeling. When you know the truth and you don't offer it, you hold back. So say what you think, even if it's harsh. Now, I don't mean to be mean or vicious. And there's a way that you can offer criticism, very harsh criticism, without sounding like a dick, without it sounding like a direct attack. And one way that you can do that is when you're expressing yourself, when you're expressing criticism, even if you're expressing your own anger, frustration with somebody, you really don't like what they did, you want to correct them. A way to be received better. Because what's the goal? Is the goal to hear yourself yell and scream? To hear the monologue that you've had waiting to unleash? Or is it to actually change someone's behavior? Or to offer the truth? The truth hurts. So you don't want to sugarcoat it. You have an obligation to speak it. But you can speak in a way that's not mean or blaming. Or so you're not damning them to hell. You can speak from a position of I. I feel this way. I know this. Rather than you or, whatever. You're this way. You're a jerk. Ultimately, you may be trying to make the same point, but how you tailor this makes a difference. How it's received makes a difference. And you learn how to communicate what you think. And you don't have to alter your delivery too much because, honestly, it's not your job to sugarcoat things to soften a blow for somebody. If somebody gets upset by what you say and they have an emotional breakdown by what you say, that's on them. That has absolutely nothing to do with you. That's not your job, is to be inside their head and to catch everything in the world that comes at them and to make it nice. No, they need therapy or their mommy or whatever. Say what you think, even if it's harsh. And don't avoid conflict. I think that's a big problem. A lot of guys just want to avoid conflict. Now, I'm not saying look for trouble. Some of you guys are looking for trouble. You little trolls are looking for trouble. Some guys are looking for trouble. They're just bored. They just want trouble. I used to be that way. I used to fight in bars like 5 or 6 nights a week just because I was bored. I was good at it. And I would look for trouble. If my rule was by midnight, if I didn't have a chick that I was gonna bang, I'd just pick some dude across the bar that looked like he thought he was tough and just go fuck with him. Just pick a fight. Fucking or fighting. No, don't look for trouble. Don't look for conflict. But don't avoid it. Stop being so avoidant. Now, you may want to get on top of yourself emotionally. This is something that I've had to learn. And because I used to be so weak, I felt also very fragile. So I was rather fragile emotionally. When I would have these emotional breakdowns, even if it was in the heat of argument, I might get mad and yell and scream. Now, you want to keep control of yourself. If you're in a verbal debate, say you're debating your family member over politics, there's going to be a lot of those dinner table debates over the next few months here. Be hard. Don't avoid speaking your truth, even if it's harsh, but don't get emotionally distraught, especially when you're attacked. Stay calm. Now, you want to have boundaries. You got to have boundaries. A lot of people don't have boundaries. A lot of men let people walk all over them. Just because you're tough doesn't mean you need to pretend that you're a road or a sidewalk and let people stomp all over you and you're like, I can take it. It's not the point. Have boundaries. Create boundaries. Sit around and think about, well, what don't I really don't like this when people do this around me or say this around me or act this way around me. Maybe that's one of the boundaries. I'm going to stop allowing that to come into my world. You come up with a couple things like that. You're totally allowed to do that. You should do that. And that may mean that you have to go to your wife or your kid or your mother or people close to you, your best friend, your brother, and say, you know what? No more of that crap, or however you talk. So enforce those boundaries. You got to have the boundaries, and then you have to enforce them. Having a boundary without enforcing it is useless. It's like having a law without enforcing it. Let's build a wall, but then leave the door open and put no border guards there. What's the point of having the wall? You got to enforce the rules that you make for yourself. This will make you happier. Now, you want to stay true to yourself no matter what, even if you stand alone. You also, I mean, there's two sides to that coin, the yin and the yang. You want to be open, yet firm. You want to be like the palm tree. The palm tree bends in the wind, but it's a fucking tree. Go up and punch it. I bet you break your hand. Sometimes you're going to stand alone. Sometimes you are right, and everyone else, everyone on earth is wrong. That does happen. And what do? And you know that you're right. And everyone around you, everyone in your world, all your friends, family, everyone is saying, you're wrong, man, you're wrong, dude. No, you're wrong, dude. You're going to have to see how tough you are in those moments. Can you walk alone? Walk to heaven alone. The stairway to heaven is not going to be a crowded staircase. It may be long and steep. There's not going to be a lot of people on it. But, you want to be open-minded. You don't want to close down into your own little world of self-righteousness where you think you know everything. That's why I mentioned the yin and the yang, why this has to be fluent, why you have to look at this almost like the palm tree, because the palm tree bends. That's why it doesn't get knocked over in the storm. The oak tree gets knocked over in the storm. I've cut all the big oak trees around the building. I got 2 palm trees out front that I never even worry about. They've been through every hurricane the state of Florida has ever had. They're not going anywhere. So be open-minded. But don't be so open-minded you let your damn brain fall out. Food for thought.